the morning, they got a hustler creeping. The safest on my mind is to catch a fool slipping. Been scoping out this jewelry store with this a niggas lit. If things go to quarter plan, I'ma have them sick, cause all I'm sitting 500 SELs, if they go get it paid. Been swallowing in the trunk so hard them hoes can faint. Ain't got no time for no scandalous ass mistakes. The clock is ticking, that light in my mouth, my hands are picking the lock, listening for cops, grab me my props. In less than 20 seconds, I was in the spot. Feeling like a kid up in a big old candy store. Scoped out my prize and set it by the front door. It's then I tills up and checking all cases, making a fast get away from my prize, leaving no traces. Demons going copacetic, got me real clean. Until I glanced into my rearview, it's what I seen. Black and white, my heart is racing. First degree burglary is what a nigga facing. The pump police don't wanna see a real draping. All of that for nothing came in this game. I paid for chasing all of that for nothing. You did what? You did all what you did just for what? All of that for nothing. You did what? You did all what you did just for what? All of that for nothing. You did what? You did all what you did just for what? All of that for nothing. You did what? You did all what you did just for what? All that for nothing, ain't no million shit. I'm a perfect example when I hate to admit my luck has gone bad because I'm mad. But here's a chance to come up on some cash or last. My opportunity, I best be rolling in the regal. Moving out my head, drawing down, prepare for the desert eagle. To draw down on them clowns coming to my town. Say that I'm shy without no love on the block. But where you from is where you at, word of the hood. My niggas taking high, work from taking these niggas goods. My hood soul, told on patrol. On the market up them hills with them bitches, then the niggas started jogging. Pocket on my pockets. Once in my loot, I stepped my foot and talking the gator boots. Suits, gold trophies, and diamond rings. Just attracted the thugs, look at the states. Had to switch my life up and live in royalty. Two different brothers through the hood, keeping it low key. The pole, scandalous bitches, niggas against me. All that for nothing, I do believe. All that for nothing. You did what? You did all what you did just for what? All of that for nothing. You did what? You did all what you did just for what? All of that for nothing. You did what? You did all what you did just for what? All of that for nothing. You did what? You did all what you did just for what? I done did that, done that, spent my time hustling forever in the day, collecting pay. Now what's my ill mode? Checking these hoes about my dope. 26 years old, coming up, slamming like doors. I'm well known by the peers for the shit I did. Been putting work in the hood since so we little kid. Giving a fuck about authorities, I told her Glock. Letting all 16, just a woman, my 30 shots. I'm from the 913 KC. Numb your body up like a fix for testing me. Sipping on Hennessy and Pepsi on the rocks. Only increases the chances of my pistol pop. It's about that money, fuck that bank and where I'm from. It's like a nigga getting rich, phenomenon. You catch me on the swerve, I know 3 words. What you need, come and holler with them dollars, keep it moving, please. Financial transaction, conduct it quick as possible, consider niggas slick as oil. Stacking my ducats, got in this game for something, I couldn't lead to nothing. All of that for nothing. You did what? You did all what you did just for what? All of that for nothing. You did what? You did all what you did just for what? All of that for nothing. You did what? You did all what you did just for what? All of that for nothing. You did what?
What's good? What's good, late night YouTubers? Your boy is up on the web doing his thing, man, after getting in a good night's rest and essentially you know celebrating another week of working hard and getting that money going to the bag, doing what we do, and knocking out some media content along the way, which is like, kind of like my side hustle. I love to do it. I went to school for it. And unlike some other people here in the so called industry, I actually have the credentials to show that I did that. So if anybody ever wants to dox me, I got that for you. Just let me know on the request, okay? What you're looking at right now is the album Gangsta X and the X Files. Okay? I'm just breaking this out. You know, this was a project that I executive produced back in 2011. Yeah, 2011. And that cut that you heard was all of that for nothing. Um, had several artists from the neighborhood and from, you know, some imports and whatnot that are featured on there. We got Corrupt and San Quinn. These are West Coast, you know, Bay Area type guys that are on there, uh, and then a bunch of cats that, you know, who had so much talent. And you know, I had the studio located here in the south end of my city, and I was the only one that really had a studio in the hood, so to speak, you know. And so I would recruit talent, you know, and then I came up with a roster. And I came up with Gangsta X, you know, because although I wanted to produce each artist or each group within the roster separately, it was like, you know, they didn't have a lot of patience or the drive to even make it really a thing that was gonna go. You know, yeah, we would they come to the studio, and yeah, you know, they would, you know, 9 times out of 10 write their works, you know, as they were there listening to beats, and we had the time to do it. But the thing was, is that once they put the pens down, once the mics got turned off, you know, I couldn't get them to even come in and go on the road and do shows. I was ready to sponsor all of that, go to events, go to venues, do promotions, and I was doing. I had my own local television show called GTV. You can look all this up on YouTube. It's all there. GTV. Look it up. Northwest Highlight Show, right? Show that I also executive produced. So I used to, you know, have these guys, um, come in and host shows, and we did a radio show, KKNW 1150, and we did some things there, and but I couldn't get them to pursue their music to that extent to where, okay, you know, now we got to put the work in. And back then it was CDs. Yes, it was CDs, and it was all coming out the trunk and pushing the CDs aspect of the work. In other words, we slinging CDs at the pull ups, at the pop ups, you know, wherever we could. And plus, we had a detail shop with a CD store, video game store. So we had it set up, you know, right next to the studio where all you had to do was just, you know, basically get everybody to come down and come buy the CDs. And then, of course, I had them all, you know, I'd have like 1,000 of them, uh, uh, what they call jewel cased up, you know, with the codes on them and everything. And I would give each of the artists 1,000 to go sell, and just say, hey man, you keep half and bring back to the studio the other half, so we can, you know, take care of the overhead. You know what I'm saying? We, you know, make it easy until one of us hit, because this album, which had a follow up album also, you know, as you can hear, that was, you know, that was a nice cut, and we had some good production. And so, I mean, it sat on the shelf because the artists never got them off the shelf, and it just sat there and sat there. So finally, I put it on. I released it to a thing called SoundClick. I don't know if any of y'all remember that, right? SoundClick. That was before SoundCloud. It was SoundClick, and everybody used to go. And it's probably still up and running. So SoundClick is where artists would go and submit their music. Well, so and it would get charted. So, and this is, from what they're saying, a lot of people made it from this SoundClick early on. Soldier Boy was one of them. Matter of fact, he's one of the people that made it famous. Like, yeah, you can make it from SoundClick. Well, so we submitted the album, And lo and behold, one of our songs went #1 on SoundCloud. So I was like, okay, now it's time for the push, right? And I'm trying to get in touch with the guys. Like, come on, man, let's dust off our uniforms and hit the playing field. It's time to get down. I mean, this is it. We're #1 on SoundCloud. Out of 100,000 people in our genre, we should be uh, uh, ready to make noise and put some push behind that and be like, yeah, let's see, what else we can accomplish on this platform and making a name for ourselves. Well, I couldn't get them to come in, man. I couldn't get them to come in. I couldn't get them to stop doing their thing, and I ain't gonna put their business out there. But there was a lot of what's going on now in the industry, going on back then in the industry also. You feel me? It was a lot of, let's just say, a lot of partying. I mean, partying. So it's like when the partying got to be way more than the production, I just decided, well, you know what? Y'all let me know when you're ready. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slide into this media content. So I went got myself into to the Art Institute. And I learned about, recording and, more recording on the level of media content recording and ultimately, about Final Cut and all of those type of applications that you use in order to produce, content to the extent of where now you're placing up finished products. You upload the films or the content that you had. And this is obviously before even live streaming. Yeah, they had one live streaming app back then, and we was using it, but it wasn't like it is today. Just push the button and you go live. But so I went and learned all this shit while I'm waiting for these guys to come to bat. Come to bat with okay, we're ready to go. Hit the road and do this tour, and they never came. So in the end, ultimately, I'm here doing what I'm doing, and after still what almost 10 years of going hard, building media platforms and all that type of stuff. I had a bottoming out this week. I bottomed out this week. I got really, really tired. I got tired. Um, I was doing an admin slot for my guy. Shout out to Willie Wise Guy and all the Wise Guy gang. We was doing some content and whatnot, and by the end of the show, I was literally falling asleep on the keyboards, and I'm like, man, good night, y'all. I'm done with money. I laid it on down, and woke up and did some more stuff, watched a couple of football games, and then went back to sleep and woke up realizing I had a dream. I dreamed about, most of the time, this type of shit is like really, really, like, I wouldn't even say it's a dream, it's kind of like a nightmare. And I was like, well, shit, I'm dreaming about fucking snakes. And I'm not talking about just any type of snakes. I'm talking about black snakes that are moving like 20 miles an hour, And it was just really, really weird because my son was standing out there with me, and he was watching the snakes, and we were like spooked because the snakes were moving so fast that it was like, damn, how, they could just run up and bite us, to be honest with you. And I'm just like, well, we gotta, and right when we was thinking like we gotta run, my dog you know, whom I've had for 10 years, and I had his dad for another 6 or 7 years before that, came out and started chasing him and biting him and chasing him off, right? And you know, once he chased him off, I woke up and I'm like, okay, where's my dog? Where's my dog? But when I woke up, I realized my dog was right there. He was right there. And I was like, okay, you know, thank God, you know, it's just a dream. And I was just so happy, you know, that nothing had happened to me. This is what I saw in my dream. And I want you to watch the speed of this doggone. This is exactly how fast the snake was moving in my sleep. It was like, whoa. And then, I mean, it was spooky. I looked one up on the internet because I had to find out what. I asked the question, what is the meaning of dreaming of black snakes? So I'm putting up a picture here of me and my dog. Okay. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my guy Willie Wise Guy for putting the effects on this picture and giving me a bottom low price. He didn't. I mean, he just made up the price. Like, you know, here, man. Basically, he gave me it. You know, Willie is a talented person when it comes to this stuff, man. And I'm like, man, I'm just letting look at that snake. Look at that snake. Look how fast it moves. Now, I never knew that snakes couldn't move like this. They're called racer snakes. They're literally running after the snake and filming it, right? And my dog, in my dream, was chasing the snake. And he bit
Please
it,
tell me the counter's counting up.
and shook it and killed it, and then he ran out again after another one.
Yes.
And it just was like really, really spooky. Because, you know, I didn't know these type of snakes that they're talking about here, they're not venomous, but they can bite. And they still got germs and all that. So obviously you still need to be worried about your dog chasing after these type of things. But yeah, oh yeah, let me finish with the shout out though for my guy Willie, man, for the picture. You know, we had a thing today. Somebody made some comments about us or me or, you know, the direction we're going. And I literally paid for this picture from Willie like before he ever made me an admin, because the man got a talent. And I wanted to, you know, give him something for his talent. That's what I believe in. I believe in, you know, if I can and help a person with a skill or a craft that they got, that they should be paid and they should be compensated. And even though, like I said again, he gave me a low rate, he gave me this beautiful picture of me and my dog. And so it's relevant to me. It's relevant to me. You know, this is my road dog. It's a service dog. He goes to work with me and all that. And according to these dreams, we're gonna put this snake away, man, because I already know it's giving people the heebie-jeebies, you know, for real. But
hey, is it working?
According
Please
to
tell me the counter's counting up.
according to some things that I googled it, like, what does it mean when you dream about snakes, black snakes? Now, of course, we all gonna say, man, that's some spooky ass shit. That means bad shit. That means evil shit. That means all of them things. And man, rightfully so, because as you can see the way that damn snake was moving, I swear in my dreams, that's how the snake was moving. Not in slow motion like most of dreams. It was moving like that. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? Whew. So I was super spooked about it. So when I went and checked on a site in reference to that, I just Googled it. I was like, what does that mean? What does that mean? You know, I need to know because, I mean, you can almost find out anything you want to know now. They got somebody who'll be able to tell you something about what it means, and I'm like, what the hell does it mean?
The dude in my IG said he watched 10 of my videos.
So,
you know, he still don't understand
here's one of the articles I was able to find about what that means. I'm gonna read them to you. You know, this is interesting shit to me. I don't know about y'all, but I'm Native American. You know, over half Native American. I'm a coastal Native American. So when I get these type of things, that, you know, I try to find the meaning of it, and so I was able to find something on Google and kind of get what it means. So I'm gonna read it to you, see if you know you could share it, and I'm also gonna change your perception of what you might have thought it meant. One of the things is, yeah, it means fear. It might be a fear of commitment, hard situations, or some people in your life. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are snakes out there. No doubt. Dreaming about snakes could mean that it's time to accept and deal with your fears. Okay? I'm with that. I'm here for that. The other one is, it says growth and change. Here's where it starts getting good. Here's where the fear analogy of snakes starts decentralizing. You don't have to start worrying so much anymore. This means that your life is going to experience some changes, renewal, or growth. If you feel constant anger, snakes in dreams mean you're growing accustomed to these feelings. Anxiety. This represents that some things that cause sadness, anger, or stress, or happens when your feelings are not in order. I can acknowledge a lot of this stuff. Sometimes, you know, I'm feeling a kind of way. I live in urban Seattle, and a lot is changing. You know, you can't even go to work without facing somebody with an attitude or something like that. So I'm just like, okay, but you know, I keep that in check because I like doing my job and I like doing what I'm doing. So that's where this aspect of it comes in. It says knowledge. In some cultures, it represents knowledge and wisdom and understanding. It might mean that you're trying to find answers or seek knowledge. Now that's kind of, you know, that's really something when in regards to having a snake in your dream. It's nothing like you think it means. You think it means the devil, you know, some evil, something like that, but it doesn't quite relate to that according to these phenomenon experts or dream analysis people. Here's another definition of it: progress. People in ancient times believed that snakes symbolize transformation and progress. In fact, snakes commonly symbolize wealth and progress in ancient Egypt. Wow. Dreaming about snakes can indicate that one is healing and moving ahead in life. Now, you know, I'm all over it. I'm embracing that one. Like, yeah. You know, something big is on the horizon because I've been working my ass off in all aspects of my life. And, you know, for, you know, really the first time in my life, that's all I've been doing. You know, even when I played football, you know, I played college football and pro football, and I was good. I had natural talent, so I didn't have to work as hard to maintain that. But this is a different. Now I'm back here on a level playing field with a bazillion other media content providers and app developers and website builders and all that, and then so it's like we're all on the same playing field. And so I have to work just as hard as everybody else. So here's another aspect of some of the meanings. It says warning or caution. There exist two types of warning which the snake in your dream might indicate. First is you should not believe or trust people blindly in your life. Yeah, that's kind of that's the old snakes in the grass concept. You get it. There's a bunch of them out there, and we know, yes, this does apply. So, you know, make sure you keep your grass cut low so you can see them. You feel me? First is that you should not believe or trust people blindly in your life. And second is that you are cheating yourself by ignoring or not acknowledging the truth. Now, when I heard this one, it made me think of somebody kind of significant, that was significant in my life, and it made me remember, you know, that that this person was, you know, I mean, she was something else, but she wasn't nobody I should be believing in. And after 5 years, I finally gave up believing in her. No, we were somewhat slightly engaged and all of that, you know, and a lot of people be like, damn man, you should have locked that down, right? But the truth be told, it was like a red apple, you know, when it definitely had issues on the inside. It was bruised. It was, some places of it was rotten. I'm not, you know, there were some things that had happened between us, you know, not between us, but in her past that affected us and made me say, you know, and after it took so long for me to finally believe, you know what, you ain't the one. You're not the one. You're not the one. You got issues, and I ain't got time for those type of issues. I gotta quit being blind. I gotta quit ignoring the truth that you're not the girl. You're not my dream girl. So let me just go ahead on and erase you. And so it's back to work. I go. You know, like, okay, that it is what it is. You know, I can't look at being happily ever after at this point in my life, not knowing that. So with that being said, I mean, I decided, well, maybe I'm more into this right now. That in a spiritual sense, my growth is where it's at now. You know, to its fullest extent. You know, I'm walking the spiritual walk, and I'm doing, you know, the things that are essential to you know, being a ethical and upright person. And according to this aspect of meaning, it said this will indicate that your inner energy awakening and escaping your whole body from spirituality is what an indication of also seeing black snakes in your dreams. It rises from the spine and it reaches the head in a spiral fashion. Hence, snakes bring along with them spiritual growth. Boom! Since I had a few emotional times where I was dealing with life and the things that the issues that come with it, you know, I had to realize that I had to let a lot of things go and the things that came with it in order to receive this spiritual growth. And me picking up of my faith and my belief in God has helped me to fulfill that. So now I have the understanding of why, you know, I may have had that dream just from simply just saying, just asking the question, why did I have a dream about snakes, especially ones that move like that and scary like that, and my dog doing what he's doing. It was just all applicable to where I really am, to the extent of I had to get on here and be like, hey man, let me share this with you, because I literally experienced this, and it isn't not what your interpretation is about these things. If you do your research about some of your dreams and what they mean, you might find that they have some real nice positive answers for you, or at least some give you some knowledge and wisdom and understanding about some of the things, because there is, to me, in my culture, we believe in the spiritual plane. Now, I don't know if I'm just talking too heavy right now because it's fucking Saturday night or what, and I'm here in the studio instead of out, you know, doing my thing, but I was just too tired to go out, and this was the results of it. So, and those are the things that I felt like led to some of the changes in my life and making me stay focused on what it is I'm doing, which is this content. You know, we've been battling here as far as what we're trying to do is, as far as this COVID stuff, my company and all that. We're just getting to the point now we're talking about a relaunch and making the event that we wanted to have, because when it first was ready, we weren't able to do that because of COVID. They weren't letting us do nothing. But now everything's opening up. That was obvious from, I don't know if you guys were there. Those of you who follow me, you saw me streaming the rap battle here in Seattle, the H2H event with Stewie New. His chapter doing his thing. And it was good. It ended in a fight though, but that's what made it really good. The spirit of battle. But essentially, you know, even when it was so-called taking my day off, I was still working, streaming that, restreaming that out to the YouTube world, and trying to get people to know what it is Seattle got going. Which we got so much other stuff on the way to go. So, but I just wanted to share that shit with you and let y'all know. Don't get spooked out of your mind when you have a dream like that. Just do some research on it. If you like me, and you're, you know, you come from the type of background I come from. I got Native American heritage. I'm an actual registered tribal member. You'll know that, okay, that's in me. It's not on me, and this stuff really occurs. So I have to, I have to investigate it to make sure that how it's going to apply. It might be a warning, or it could be a blessing. Tonight I found out it was a blessing, and my dog was part of it, as usual. There's a whole thing about what he meant in the dream, as far as his loyalty, being my protector, just being all the things that he really, really is. I mean, I thank God for him. I've had him since he could fit in my hand. You know, the girl's gone, but he's still here. So that, you know, it really is what it is. So what I want to do is go ahead and get back to. I'm gonna play a couple cuts off the album that I produced, just so y'all can have a feel of how we was putting it down back in the day. And I hope y'all, you know, enjoy at least the music we was doing back then. Maybe one day I'll pick it back up again.
Found out that was him. That video I did, I'm not to take that down. No, I ain't gonna take it down to keep it up. I think that's what he's gonna do.
Everything Start out slow, pushing blow to moving trees, sending hoes in bank licks, making moves for the cheese. Decide nobody sees before Big Baby started ballin'. The times in between, man, when folks wasn't calling. The climb to the top when your pockets was short and kept on. When everything wasn't A1 and your goods was being stepped on. Got one block slow, but slinging cane ain't your thing. Insane to the brain, the who riding gangbang. From rags to riches in about a few weeks. Moving fast in the game, cause it's hard on the streets. Cause I've been down for years trying to rise and improve. Supersize all my moves and keep paying my dues. I was born to rise. It's real life on wax, man. Things cats is going through. Situations most these cats dropping tracks ain't showing you. The stresses and the strains behind coming up and having things. Growing pains when you trying to rise and come through in spokes and ranks. About real pimps and players when the game gets bad and goes soft. Real tales when the broad don't stick and the hoe runs off. Getting jugs and kicks from other cats that run the street. A sack of goods to keep it slick until you get back up on your feet. Bread and meat, been in blocks just to eat. Ain't nothing for fun. Turn up the heat and get it cracking so you can make a major run. The competition's on a mission. You gotta make a cold decision. Use your wisdom to make moves between the graveyard and the prison. The streets is hard and rough. Stacking knots to get your bread up. Remember what Pop said, homeboy, keep your head up. Put some muscle in your hustle so you can rise off in the game. Growing pains and keep your eye on the prize, but use your brains. Financial gains come quickly by staying true to what you do, but don't let that be the reason to make these cats think you cool. Cause some fools is slick enough to be your partner before you climb. Didn't make it look like they was down the whole time. I was born to rise. Took a loss in 92 and dropped off the street roster. A good broad in my corner. Did some time and I lost her. Uncontrollable events from behind the state fence. Through trials and tribulations coming up short ever since. But I stuck to my guns, made some runs and stacked my funds with some top-notch moves and pulled off a couple fast ones. Now I'm feeling myself grow. I'm on the go, I'm having dough. Growing pains in the game to get my pockets on smoke. Can I make it to the next phase, man, when things get slow? Or will I throw in the towel and end up getting turned out on blow? When my pockets start hurting, can I shake off the pain? Stay focused in the game, keep it pushing and maintain. From rags to riches in about a few weeks. Moving fast in the game, cause it's hard on the streets. Cause I've been down for years trying to rise and improve. Supersize all my moves and keep paying my dues.
Yeah, I got the OG 3D in the house.
Yeah. That was some heat that we had back in the day, man. I was using the Pro Tools and the old school Mac and all that, them towers, the Mac towers and whatnot, man. And you know, I'm a wizard at it. I'm just like, you know, I got some skills when it comes to the reels. That's what we call them, the reels. It's just like, man, it's an old skill that I know is still there. One day I might pick that back up. I run into some more talent. You know, if I see somebody that really has the drive to not only, you know, put it down in the booth, but put it down on the platforms and the venues. You got to, it's so many things that you got to be able to do with it in order to be a successful artist. But that's just one of the albums. I got more. The albums is available on all the streaming platforms, and these ones are up on YouTube. You ain't even gotta go purchase them. You can just go listen to them if you want to see, you know, what type of heat we was bringing to the table. But I want to play something to you, man. I want y'all to know, man, that haters was around even back then. Yeah, I want you to hear this cut.
Let me try it my motherfucking way.
Why these busters keep busting at me? Haters
keep hating on me. Suckers, keep fucking with me. Seems like they wanna be these busters. Keep busting at me. Haters, keep hating on me. Suckers, keep fucking with me. Seems like they wanna be me. Holler my third name, grab that lick and take a lick. Now tell C night quick, how bad you want this dick? Cause you drink up my lick, I burn up your love. I'm so fresh and so thug when I step in the club. Evacuating bitches' brain with weed, speed, and game. Know they sick of my name and my mean blingy chain. But these bitches wanna fuck, so she shaking it fast. Well, get low, touching her toes, and bouncing that ass. What's the task? Murder the ass, then produce some cash. Throw that goose in the bag while I juice the jag. Laughing at competition, wishing they die by the arm. I die male to speak, like white pussy out the shower. Doing creature street ball, hit the blunt, bury their pride. Y'all too scared to ride, you may wanna stay inside. I'm hood rich, bitch, there's no need to fuss. I'm guaranteed to hit the pussy hard like a speeding bus. These busters keep busting at me. Haters keep hating on me. Suckers keep fucking with me. Seems like they wanna be me. Busters keep busting at me. Haters keep hating on me. Suckers keep fucking with me. Seems like they wanna be me.
Busters hating, now they bustin' my day. Busters ain't waiting, fucking buck 'em, I'm bustin' my way. You busters ain't nate. Now we bustin' and waiting from busters today. Now we roll on busters and spray 'em. You suckers hating, fuck you suckers, fuck 'em like rape 'em, they fucking debating. Hating niggas up in the making, the ballin' and baking bread loaves. You far from the taking, you dummy, we waiting for the money you making. You wanna be me? Pinky rings glisten with bling, what bands you sing? All the Lex twisting the things the company bring. Money, hoes, buffing the things. Been doing it like kings since high school, perverted things. Money exposed, cop shit, money for clothes, money from hoes, dance tips, money on pose. I'm running with dope. Credit give, mine was a mo. I've been here before. My mindset's still in the go.
These busters keep busting at me. Haters keep hating on me. Suckers keep fucking with me. Seems like they wanna be me. Busters keep busting at me. Haters keep hating on me. Suckers keep fucking with me. Seems like they wanna be me. It's about some money, pimp juice, I'm all for it. To get the ball and back 'em down like a small forward. But Jermaine O'Neal, I feel it's real when I'm proud. Get the buzzing at the crowd with killers with no denial. I smile like the Grinch and I pinch on fluffy pounds like a fumble on the ground, laying bitch niggas down. Always been around, nigga, ain't hard to find. Like some dope up on the grind, I'm right next to crime. I shine like the sun, but guns is on my way. I'm the opposite of Mace, I put a bitch up in her place. I never feel safe, I'm always willing to shoot. And the bitch don't get scooped, but the whole clique ain't cute. I grab heat when I see cots and detox at weed spots. Flashy like a peacock with an 8-ball stuck in my Reebok. From here to California, I'm on you like ammonia. Skirt on Daytona, spin out rappers in comas. These busters keep busting at me. Haters keep hating on me. Suckers keep fucking with me. Seems like they wanna be me. Busters keep busting at me. Haters keep hating on me. Suckers keep fucking with me. Seems like they wanna be me.
Seems like they want to be me. I'm telling you. Like, man, I am still rocking my crop. And I still got it, man. If I go to the club, I'm going to pull one. You already know. So I'm just, like spending a late night with y'all. I'm not going to be on here too much longer. I want to play one more song. If you look at the albums, I'm the executive producer of these albums. 6 Point Pros. Everybody called me Big G in those days of production, and along with the television and radio shows that we was doing then, and that's why I always kind of loved this song right here, man. It was the truth, and these guys, they're called TDK, Two Deep Killers, originally both out of Louisiana. Shout out to them guys, man. Wendell and my other guy, we did a lot of music together, man. Hope they doing good.
Who them G's is? Yeah.
You know we bossy, bitch. My boy Jay Slugger.
G-Spot.
I'm a G and it's shown, I'm known, I'm in the street. I'm a G back in heat for niggas who got beef. on my G. If you cross my line, you be deceased on my G. So bag on up, give me 50 feet on my G. And it's shown I'm known, I'm in the street on my G. Bagging heat for niggas who got beat on my G. If you cross my line, you be deceased on my G. So bag on up, give me 50 feet. I be on that phone cause it keeps me punk. If a nigga talk noise, I'm convinced that don't. I ain't never been a punk, ain't no bitch in my blood. Throw his ass in the trunk after busting his skull. On the air, slanging drugs, smoking that gated bud. You can catch me in the VIP, up in the club on my thug. I never been a scrub, born and raised to make way and show love. You can catch me with a mug, working hard on the block. Make a nigga shed blood if he catch that Glock. Calico 380 and a Marsburg pump. Enough eating to clear the streets and leave your hood in the slump. I guess I fuck on my duck, get booked and rip the crowd. Get wild and foul, label me as a hostile. 7-4 my style till I'm dead at 6 feet. Ain't healing my nigga, reppin' hard when we speak. On my G, and it's shown I'm known, I'm in the street. On my G, back in heat for niggas who got beat. On my G, if you cross my line, you be deceased. On my G, so bag on up, give me 50 feet. On my G, and it's shown I'm known, I'm in the street. On my G, back in heat for niggas who got beat. On my G, if you cross my line, you be deceased. On my G, so bag on up, give me 50 feet.
Niggas know I stand on the block for real. West side, do 6, Haynes Lane right here. Get caught on Dre, gone back, you getting your head cracked. I don't speak no opinion, little daddy, get straight. Facts, I'm in the middle of the jungle with these niggas to funk ya. Dump your body in the dumpster, fuck around with these monsters. Niggas say I'm young and dumb, full of cum, it don't matter. Get hit with the chopper dog, your dome gon' splatter. Ducked off in Seattle and I scooped to my brother. Came back the same day and we flipped to some busters. If I don't know, you don't trust a nigga, see my bloodline. Try me, you think I'm lying, watch the slugs start flying. You won't hit him in line with no vest to protect. The slugs aimed at your neck, trying to tap your chest. Now I bet half of these niggas won't last long with no chrome. Got on the fist protector, they don't hit a show. Soon as the drummer come on round, on the day I see your crown, trying to let a nigga down. Round this in my heart, I fuck a nigga off. Real thicker than water, nigga finna get tossed. I done paid the fucking cost to be the boss of the south. But when niggas get cut short, if they running their mouth, don't get caught. Cause we niggas gon' go all out. I'm on the block, the lights out, nigga, don't come out. Cause you'll fall victim to the thing with the flame in your mouth.
On my G, and it's shown I'm known, I'm in the streets. On my G, back in heat for niggas who got beat. On my G, if you cross my line, you be deceased. On my G, so bag on up, give me 50 feet. On my G, and it's shown I'm known, I'm in the streets. On my G, back in heat for niggas who got beat. On my G, if you cross my line, you be deceased. On my G, so bag on up, give me 50 feet. I hit the blade, gotta get paid. My eyes they closed, I'm smoking hydro and sound phone all in my nose. I'm a lethal weapon assassin, bullets they everlasting when blasting. Even bitch niggas off in their caskets. Mississippi, my stomping ground, Aberdeen the city. Never showing no pity, cause my attitude is shit. If it's sipping that Remy, meaning don't come fuck with me, cause I'm highly beyond tipsy. Let it be known, no wicked, I was born to rip shit. Life is a privilege to those who ain't got shit. Trying best to get rich. Mr. Holloway showed me live, now I'm in the studio. Posted us smoking blood, dropping on the platinum flow. Letting the world, the West Coast don't give a fuck. We rapping while slowly stepping, so don't get your brain fucked. I'm a G, and it's shown I'm known, I'm in the street. I'm a G, back in heat for niggas who got beat. I'm a G, if you cross my line, you be deceased. I'm a G, so bag on up, give me 50 feet. I'm a G, and it's shown I'm known, I'm in the street. I'm a G, back in heat for niggas who got beat. I'm a G, if you cross my line, you be deceased. I'm a G, so bag on up, give me 50 feet.
Said niggas in the verse, for them coward niggas ain't learning. I'm a rider, motherfucker, do it out for my block. Shell shocked in the hood, that's why I'm clutching my Glock. You make any false move, motherfucker, get shot. On guard, you silly fuckers with your heat or sword. If you ain't knowing, motherfucker, top of bullets they pour. Finger flipped in the trip like a mass fucking your whore. Choppers galore, when it's killers coming knocking at your door. I be that nigga actor, Tricilla that's ready for war. I been bout that since a nigga was young. Leaving niggas heads numb with a cock of a thumb. I flame broad niggas when they act too hard. You see my fucking vest, it ain't no better scars. If anyone don't know, your dumb fucks gon' learn. When you cross the dead line, your coward ass getting burned.
I'm a G, and it's shown I'm known, I'm in the street. I'm a G, back in heat for niggas who got beat. I'm a G, if you cross my line, you be deceased. I'm a G, so bag on up, give me 50 feet. I'm a G, and it's shown I'm known, I'm in the street. I'm a G, back in heat for niggas who got beat. I'm a G, if you cross my line, you be deceased. I'm a G, so bag on up, give me 50 feet.
So I'm going to take you guys on out with a dedication to that ex of mine, ex-Lex, so-called down in Vegas for the streets. And use your tongue, girl, use your tongue. I'm down here getting my butt. I'm getting my bag. I know what you're doing. Thanks for everybody that stopped by for this late night. And let me tell you again. Let the snakes go. Let them run out your life. Man, and go get your blessing.
Okay, I like what I see, so won't you throw that ice on me? Do it look like I'm froze.